That's on the Wi-Fi.
No, okay. All right.
I mean, without the mics, I mean, I'm.
It's theme song, theme song, theme song,
So
theme song, theme song,
We
theme
can take
song.
it. I mean, these things work good enough to where I can talk from way back here. I know I'm in it.
No, it's fine. Whatever. We're fine. Let's go. It's just when I turn it off, I need to let it go because there's a lag. And if I turn it off right after we're done talking, it cuts off the last, 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, because cinnamon or spice or sugar, she was like, when we were using this thing, it was cutting. She's like, the last, 5 minutes of your podcast keeps getting cut off. That's why we went back to the other one.
Huh. That's weird.
So theme song, theme song, theme song, theme song. Sorry, we're late, guys.
Ta-da.
I promise it's going to get better or worse. I don't know.
It just seems like we're just non-stop now.
So, yeah.
I feel like we never stop anymore.
Yeah. Do you have any notes?
Oh, I had some left over from way back. But I'm sure I have more. I should have had them pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
I have my monitor notes. I've got the serial number to our new dryer that I bought, but it's too small.
It's fine.
And then, okay, here. Yeah, I saw a license plate, and this license plate.
The ring light's not on, and this light's on, and it's way too bright. There. Ooh, better. Okay.
So anyway, so I saw this license plate, and I started laughing one day because it said IPNWIFI.
IP and Wi-Fi?
Well, I took it as IP and wifey, and I started cracking up because I was like, "You dirty fuck!" Not me. I thought that guy was.
Can you pee with an erection?
Sure.
So if somebody, not us, if somebody was having sex with somebody, could they pee inside of them?
Yeah, I'm assuming they could. Sure, why not? I mean, you'd have to stop and work it out. You can't just be while you're in the middle of a pump.
Have you ever peed in someone?
No.
Have you ever thought about peeing in someone?
No. But I will tell you, I had a friend.
That peed in someone.
Well, here's the situation. He said he'd hooked up with this girl. And he said when we hooked up, he goes, I had to pee. He goes, we kind of started fucking around, but it was kind of getting too heavy and you were getting into it too much, so we finished it up. He goes, so when we started having sex, he goes, I had to pee pretty good. He goes, but when we were done, I only had to pee 80%. So, you think I peed in her? I don't know. Maybe you just spewed out enough nut to make enough room.
No.
Yeah, it's
no to any of this.
I'm just telling you what I told him. So anyway, IP and wifey. So there's some dude running around. And then I took a screenshot of something I saw that was fun. That was Sandy the squirrel from SpongeBob. It was a fuck doll. Sandy the squirrel fuck doll.
It's a different way of getting tail, I guess.
Interesting. Speaking of tails, so
Franny found hers and tried to chase it the other day.
Well, no. There's a place over by my work that has it's been several different places over the years, but it's a doggy daycare. It's on Railroad, right? They've been trying to open it for a while. They finally got it open. Doggy daycare, finally open. Well, directly across the street, someone must not like them because they're opening one called Tails.
Oh, shit.
It's directly across the street. And I started cracking up when I was talking to Jamie. We were driving to disc golf, and I go, there can only be one.
Right, that's what dog
Only
fight.
one will survive. Which one shall it be?
It's going to be dog fight.
I think it's going to be the Tails one because the other one, while it's bigger, it's up against the railroad tracks.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right, but across the street, there's another one called All
That
Tails.
street's so hard to get through and past and around. I hate that street.
So anyway, I thought that was funny.
Well, when I worked at Dr. Hong Kong, at one point we had an exotic fish store directly next to a sushi place. And nobody thought that was as funny as I did. Welcome back.
Hi, I was just seeing if I had more notes.
Did you hear what I just said?
I checked out.
Fuck, man. I said, when I worked at Dr. Hong Kong's house. When I worked at Dr. Hong Kong's, there used to be an exotic fish store next to the sushi place. Like, right next door.
Right, I remember that.
And I'm the only one that thought that was the fucking funniest thing in the world.
Because, yeah, they were getting fish from over there.
And then the fish store went out of business before the sushi place. And I was like, do you think they got all of their inventory?
Ooh, good
And
question.
everybody's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh my god, sushi is fish. Fish is next door. Like, come on, people.
That is funny. And then, let's see, now those were all like, fuck my trash guy.
We already talked about fuck the trash guy.
Thanks for the pictures. That was the Christmas pictures. The Santa's girl. Oh, I saw this thing where this chick.
Wait, did you say thanks for the pictures? That was your note?
Yeah, that was for the...
Oh my god, I would have made that the
Thanks for the
thing.
pictures.
Thanks for the pictures.
Well, the next
Still
one
haven't
is-
asked them about it
The
yet.
next one is, well, you can go Sandy Squirrel the fuck doll. I mean, so,
Okay.
or IP and wifey. I mean, what's he gonna do? Pee and whiffy? What are you gonna do? Pee
No,
and Wi-Fi?
IPN is like.
I know,
your-
but
okay.
that was just funny. So anyway, that's your dog.
Somebody's knocking on the door.
That's your dog on the back door. So
Is it the back? Oh, she's turning it into that little cat door.
she used to fit through there once.
Oh, she's like,
Oh my god, are you gonna let your dog in?
yes. I'm gonna
Alright,
have to
so
let
I'm
her
gonna
in.
tell. So I found this article. An inset article.
An incest article.
No, that's different. This one is, so I guess this dude breaks into this house and he's gonna rob this house. Well, the chick is some fighter chick. And she's like, oh, what's up, motherfucker? You ain't robbing my house. And then she beat his ass and then fucked him, raped him for a couple days and then let him out.
Damn.
That's like,
Did he pee in her?
I was like, see, chick beats robber, holds him for sex, is what my notes are there.
Did she call him Sandy the squirrel?
I don't know, but she beat his ass and made him fuck her.
Damn.
That's wild, right? And then when we were at Black Flag, before the show started, some dude fell on his face.
Oh, you
I kind of told you that one, but so this guy was really hammered, and I was watching him start to fall over, and I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna fucking fall. This guy's gonna fucking fall. And I was like, come on, fall.
John!
And man, he went down, and then he did like no hands and just smacked his little face against the drywall on this little like wall partition. But it's a textured wall, like inside our house.
Uh-huh.
It has that real rough surface.
Uh-huh.
Man, he drilled that thing, and then like four of us were like standing over the top of him, watching him, like fuck. And I was like, dude, is anybody gonna do anything about this? Should I help this guy?
Did you? No, you didn't.
Only after some people started to help, then I kind of helped. But you know what? Fuck that. I help people all the time. I'm the guy that will fucking get out of my goddamn car and push something, help somebody out of
I know.
damn intersection.
I know. I've seen it.
So don't look so disappointed when I was looking at laughing at the drunk guy who smashed his face against it. Hey, dude, you know what? As he walked out the little side door, he didn't come back.
Right?
He's like, dude, how was Black Flag last night? I don't know.
He's like, I don't know, but I got a black eye.
Yeah, I think I got in a fight.
With the wall. What?
Okay, the thump you're hearing is her tail. Thump, 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 thump.
She's happy.
So, anyway, I think those were my notes that I've caught up, and then the last couple weeks I've kind of been in a weird fucking mental breakdown, I guess. So, yeah, here we go.
We got a new bed.
Nice.
I'm not telling you. You're there. You live in the bed. Hi, Bubba's.
I do. I used it.
It's a queen. We went from a cow king to a queen. John is very close to me. Like, way too close. You don't need a candy cane. It's a lot. Or it's a little, I should say. I tried to put the frame together before John and Brody got home from Supercross.
In San Diego.
And it was one of the, and I'm really good mechanically. I can put things together. I do not need a man. I don't need anything. But goddamn, that was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. And you called and you were like, or you texted and you were like, be home at 11. And I was like, take your fucking time. And it was like, I was having a crazy breakdown because people I trust, fuck people, man. Like shit is about to go down and everything's gonna be fine, but shit is about to go down and it just, people suck sometimes.
Most of the time nowadays.
No, people are good. It's just, no, see, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be you. I didn't mean it.
I don't want to be me either.
Oh, God, I can't.
Tough shit.
So, yeah, somebody who I thought I could trust in the business world, yeah, I can't. So, Massages by Joy may be moving soon, within the next 6 months. Massages by Joy will most likely be moving, so that's fun.
That's good.
But I'll be opening up my own spot with Allie, so that will be super cool. And
you're gonna call it Jackasses? J&A? Jackasses?
No, and then we're gonna...
Welcome to Jackasses. You want a massage? You want your eyebrows done? Maybe you want both at the same time. Get the twofer.
And then we were redoing the front yard. That's still happening.
Because I do like a block a day.
I cut my hair, and my hair was just not doing what I wanted it to do the other day. And I was oh my God. It was super windy, so I looked like a very angry lesbian. And I was like, oh my God, my hair won't do anything. And I was like, I look like an angry lesbian. And Allie's like, yeah, you do. Well, then later that day, I was like, I have 30 minutes. And she's like, I have 30 minutes. So we went across the street to In-N-Out. And I opened the door for her, and I started laughing. I was like, we look like we're on a date. And then I paid for her. And I was like,
oh my God, you guys
she started
taking, like
she started to take money out, and I was like, I got it, you got the last one.
That's like when that's like when I did Brock's sink or faucet, and he snuck me in through the back because he didn't want his wife to see me in the camera that I was doing something like sneaky for her, like surprise. And I was like, dude, I know your neighbors. That's what I told him. I go, you know your fucking neighbors. Like, I knew that motherfucker.
But,
as soon as the wife left, he had a fucking dude climbing in the back, a big fucking bearded dude.
But it was funny because I was like, oh my God, we look like we're on a fucking date. And then we walked back, and I was like,
I said that to Uncle Jamie once. When I made him stop with me. I had to run in to get some breakfast stuff to make for breakfast or something after his felt more. And I was like, we probably look like a little partners walking through here together.
Oh, did you hold hands and skip?
He goes, that's fucked up. I'm gonna go get a basket.
Ooh, masculinity.
And he didn't say that. Just made that part out.
The other night, sorry, Sugar and Spice, if you're listening, but the other night we were doing married people stuff, and Caleb's door moans when he opens it. And John has now renamed it Yoko Ono because it makes if you look, there's a video of Chuck Berry and Paul McCartney,
Chuck Berry, John Lennon,
and Yoko Ono, and they're having fun and they're going at it, and then Yoko Ono starts making this weird noise, and you can tell Chuck Berry is so fucking annoyed by it.
Well, when he first hears it, the look in his eyes are like, what the fuck is that?
But Caleb's door goes, and so John's all, it sounds like Yoko Ono. So the other night, we were doing married people stuff, and every time I got close, Caleb would open Yoko Ono. And I was like, holy shit, our kid is making us edge. We're edging because of our fucking teenager.
It happens.
And then we're driving the other day to Supercross, and fucking Brody out of nowhere was like, yeah, edging. And I'm all, what the fuck do you know about edging? And he's all,
nothing.
I was like, oh my God, Brody. And then we're at Supercross, and Brody wasn't feeling good, but he didn't tell us until after we got there. And he took Dayquil, And then Supercross, they give you free Monsters. So this kid was on Dayquil and Monsters. I don't think he blinked for like the whole time.
Is that like one of those weird like NyQuil fucking drinks that like the Bieber kids used to drink all the time that Diddy would feed them?
Or eat the Simpsons. Do you remember the Mo cocktail? And it was cough syrup was the secret ingredient. The Flaming Mo. Anyway, so Brody's like super pumped. He's got his hat on backwards. We're walking through the pits. And there's like a couple girls that were like checking Brody out. It was on Brody's 14th birthday. So Brody's happy birthday, Brody. And I was like, oh my God, like it's going to happen soon. And then we were walking and then we found Tyler and Andrew. And there was a couple girls that were like checking out Tyler too. And I was like, oh, somebody pulled the trigger too soon.
Oh, he pulled that trigger way too soon.
And I was like, uh-oh, you could have, that one's really cute. I was like, look at you you prematurely pulled that fucking trigger.
This puppy's trying to get hugs from me right
she's
now.
a baby. Hi, boo-boos. What else do I have? Sorry, it's crazy. We had a fire, and it got pretty close. We were in evacuation warning.
Everybody, this is Frances.
This is Frances Barkala. She's a baby. She's so tiny.
She has to be here. She's literally wagging her tail happy.
She has fofo. She has fear of Franny out really bad. And so, yeah, we had a fire. That's why we weren't on last week, because it was on a Wednesday. I was actually at work. I was at Med Spa, and everybody's like, Joy, there's a fire pretty close to your place. So I started to drive, and then John called me and he's like, Brody's school is being evacuated. And Brody was like, Mom, it was really dark. And but when he called me, it sounded like a fucking,
it was super dark.
It was crazy. But when Brody called me, it sounded like a fucking zombie. It sounded like a zombie apocalypse. Like kids were screaming because kids are fucking annoying and dumb. And they were all, ah! Well, I have friends that are across the street from Brody's school, and I've shown Brody their house numerous times. And I couldn't get to him because the traffic was insane. So I was like, go to Britton and Gina's house. And then Brody's like, the principal won't let me leave. So he puts the principal on the phone, and he goes, are you sure you want him over at their house? And I go, I trust them more than I trust you. I go, I don't know you. I know them. And he was all, oh. And I was like, sorry, we're in an emergency right now. So Brody runs across the street and he goes to our friend's house, and then our friends take him out of the area because it was really smoky. It was really bad.
They were saying that the white embers were the ones that were hot, and we were getting a lot of those here. Yeah,
it was crazy. The dogs would go out to pee, and then they'd come back, and they just had ash all over them.
Puppy.
And like it was giving us a headache. Yeah. It was bad. This is a Joy show.
I'm sorry, yours. Your dog, not mine. Yours.
So anyway,
your dog is taking the show away from me.
So my friend calls me and she's like, take your time picking up Brody. I want to adopt him. And I was like, okay. She's like, he's mine now. And then John went and picked him up, and he walks out and he's got a bag of fucking snacks. He's just...
Oh yeah, he was all set up. And then, and then it took me, when I was left after all this stuff started to go down, I was on this side of town, and it took me an hour to get back to drop my truck off to get to my car.
It was crazy.
It was really crazy.
And then, we took Brody to Supercross, and he was super excited. super Supercross. He almost knocked over an old lady to get Roxanne's.
He was trying to get Ken Roxanne's autograph, and he freaking about laid this lady out.
He did not see her, and I was like, I'm sorry, he's just excited.
Oh, and he did, and he came out there all pumped. He was holding us all, yeah, like he was. Which, what's funny is I wonder, because the week before when we went to San Diego, if you heard they were overheard at Supercross, they were talking about how everybody was sick. Mm-hmm. And we stood in one of the autograph lines that his first two guys he got autographs from. All those guys got sick, and it made me wonder if maybe like how many did those guys
get people sick?
I bet there's hundreds.
Well,
I mean, they were wearing gloves, like they were trying, right? But I mean, still.
Yeah. I mean, I
Not
don't
their
know.
fault. I mean, it's just the way life is.
Something bad's going around. I've had people canceling on me. It's crazy. It's been bad.
You
So
ready to
Brody
go?
caught it. So then anyway, so we're at Supercross, and before it starts, they bring out this singer, Red Ferret.
Red Ferret.
That's not his name, but I was calling him Red.
What the fuck is that guy?
It was so horribly bad that
I think it was country, but I think it was like country.
No,
Billy?
he said rock country rock or rock country.
Rock Billy country fucking awfulness.
It was bad. So bad that the Anaheim 2 stadium, the Angel Stadium, was booing him.
There was a bunch of people, and then he's like, "Go ahead and sing along," and everybody just like sighed, and he's like, "Okay," and then like he ended the song, and nobody knew it ended.
Yeah, well, first of all, nobody knows your fucking song, Red Ferret.
But he did like some weird ending, and everybody's like, and he's like, "Okay."
He's like, "Sing along," and I'm like, "Okay, Red Ferret, shut up." So then he leaves, and then he comes back later on, and we're like...
He tried for some redemption, and he did better, but it still wasn't good.
It was bad. And then there was another... So
Red Ferret.
They did this introduction thing, right? And they have like the racers do... Okay, so John and I are sitting together.
Hunter Lawrence's one.
John and I are sitting together, and then the boys are like...
Jumbotron.
Yeah, so on the Jumbotron, there's this guy, Hunter... What?
Hunter Lawrence.
Hunter Lawrence, and he was doing the Lightning McQueen, the I am speed. But they only have it from like his nipples up, and he's like moving
like
weird.
He's like in it.
And it looked, I was all...
Looks like he's whacking it.
I go, does it look like he's masturbating?
It really
and then
did.
John was all, yes. And then
he
I asked...
even finishes, he's like,
Oh,
we gotta go. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, it was...
And you're like, did he just come?
It was...
Like, you're like, well, is it gonna shoot? Is there a 3D coming?
Oh my god, if they just had Silly String hit everyone in the face at that moment.
Good point.
And then, so I walked down and I asked Brody later, I was like, hey, did it look like that dude was masturbating? He's like, oh my god, yes. But then, so Brody didn't tell us he was sick. But then, like, later on, John and him went to pee, and then he came back, and his eyes were red. Like, I was like, you're fucking sick, dude.
He told me. He goes, I didn't want to miss this. He said, I've been feeling like crap all day. I just didn't want to miss it. And I go, I get it.
And then I worked at the Comedy Store Sunday, Monday, and I was driving on Sunday, and it was the first time it's rained fucking forever. And we're all driving, and it's funny because I was just thinking, I was like, look at everybody's behaving. Everybody was like a car and a half length away from each other. Nobody was swerving. Nobody was driving like John. And we're all driving nicely. And then I see this white truck that's like 3 lanes away from the middle. And all of a sudden, it goes all the way across and hits the... Is it a medium or median?
Median with an N.
That's weird.
It's not a medium. It's not... You know what happened? Oh, well, it wasn't a large. I hit in the medium,
Well,
not the large.
middle. Like, no, medium is middle.
I hit the large. It's medium.
Large, medium, small. So medium's the middle.
Medium.
Okay, anyway, so he hit the median so hard, and I was
Which in other words is also... They are also sometimes called K-rails, if they're the ones that the little short ones. Whoop, whoop,
No. It was the white... It's the white cement thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, he hit it, and I was like, oh my god! And the car in front of me, like, braked, and I was like, oh my god! But then, like, the rest of the way, it was right before I got on the 170 to go to Hollywood. The rest of the way, all of us were driving like 50. And all of us were like, funny? What the fuck? Because I was all, what the fuck were you doing? Like, I don't know if they lost a tire. I don't know if they had a heart attack. I don't know if they hydroplaned. It was just like...
Probably a hydroplane.
But it was crazy.
It could happen.
And I got there, and like one of the door guys, Alex, he was like, are you okay? He's like, you look white. And I was like, I just saw a car accident. And I have like really bad, I don't know, I hate saying it, but PTSD when it comes to car accidents, because I've been in so many, that like the noise too of like tires squealing and the like it, and like my teeth were chattering. Like, I don't know. I was like, oh, it was crazy. And then I was massaging an older comedian. If you were in the 90s, you would know. And he had his head up, because I was massaging on the chair, and he had his head up, and then he kept putting his head back on my boobs. To the point I'm just looking down like, are you really fucking doing this right now, you old little pervert? Like, I almost wanted to pet his head, like, you're never gonna be famous again. Like,
right. It was a long time ago.
Which is also funny because, like I said, he was famous in the 90s, and I have a friend who I adore and love. And one time he asked if she wanted to go home with him, and she goes, yeah, in the 90s. And it was one of the worst burns I've ever heard. And I was like, fuck, you and I are going to be friends for the rest of our lives.
Right. That's funny.
And then Red Ferret, Supercross, Bad Country Singer. And then all I have later is, right now, is I was massaging a guy, and he was on a work call, and he's like, I can't get off this work call, so I had to be super quiet, and I'm massaging him, and I'm just listening, and there's a guy, and he is being so mean to one of these girls, and he kept, like, he was so condescending and patronizing, and when he finally hung up, I was all, dude, Bob's a fucking asshole. And he's like, oh my God, he's such a dick. And I was like, he was so mean to her. And he's like, yeah, he's an asshole. But it was funny the whole time. I'm like I'm listening to this phone call. I can't be a part of it. I have to shut up.
You want to be like, hey Bob, you're an asshole.
I kept calling him Bobbert. I was like, Bobbert's a dick, dude.
Should have just slipped and been like, Bobbert's a dick.
Bobbert's a dick.
I'm sorry, did you say something? No, what, huh?
Ooh. But
that's funny.
It's kind of all I got. I mean, like I said, the fire kind of fucked us up.
We've just been going.
And then our dryer died, and I still wash all my sheets for my business, so I'm like so behind and everything.
Got the dryer, and then.
And you guys got to meet Franny. That was fun.
Was that you got 5 minutes?
Oh, I got my haircut the Monday before the fire. That was fun. I got to go hang out with a friend. Haven't done that in a while. So it was all fun.
Sure.
It's just been crazy busy. We are going to get back on a once a week thing. Also, last week, we were going to do our podcast after the fire, and our soundboard died. Yeah,
so we're on a different soundboard. So let us know this is going okay.
Yeah, so it's just been...
We hope it works.
It's been a while, so, I'm sorry, but we will be back. Like, we're not ending it. It's just like I said, some shit's been going down. And John and Brody are going to Arizona this weekend. So it'll just be me and Caleb, and we'll have more to talk about.
We'll figure somewhere out.
Yep. All right. Lick McClit surprise. Email whenwifegivesyoulemons@gmail.com, and goodbye. Do you have anything to say?
Good day.
Cool. That was fun.
Little burp right at the end.